Hi there, folks. Thank you for joining us on this webinar. Let's get going. First up, what is the deal? We're going to show you on this webinar how you can get $250,000 in business credit using only the business's EIN. Your social security number is not needed ever when it comes to business credit. So what are we going to cover on the webinar today? Well, first and foremost, we're going to show you how you can immediately get business credit that is linked to your EIN, not your social security number, even if you are a startup or have had personal credit issues. Then you can immediately start getting credit that you need from major sources like Walmart, Costco, Apple, Dell, Amazon, Ford, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express. And we're going to show you how you can even access loans when banks say no, even as a startup with credit challenges. Many small businesses fail at getting funding for several reasons. Here's 4 of them. Many business owners try to get money from their bank when they need it and don't even realize that they don't qualify. Many entrepreneurs don't know that money is available based on their business's strengths. Many business owners also don't know that business credit can be built regardless of your personal credit quality, and many don't understand the business credit building process. In fact, most don't even know that they have a business credit score. You're sitting there wondering, are you on the right webinar? Well, you are if you are looking for money to help start or grow your business. You are if you want the easiest and fastest way to get money for your business, and you are if you want to get credit lines and loans for your business. But most importantly, you definitely are if you want high limit credit accounts that are not linked to your social security number that you can secure regardless of your personal credit. Who am I? What do I qualify? Why am I the one doing this webinar? Well, my name's Scott. I am the founder of Pivot Up Consulting. I am a serial entrepreneur. I've been in businesses for over 25 years, failed at some, lost money on some, and then I've got a few here that have been successful lately. My parents there, they generally ask me how I'm doing, what I'm up to. When I tell them, they sometimes look at me with a little twinkle in their eyes, say, well, good luck, son, we got your back. And then the other picture is me with Kevin Harrington and a former business partner. We met Kevin Harrington, one of the original Shark Tank sharks, and Forbes Riley and some others at a marketing and product development seminar down in Clearwater, Florida, a few years back. Along the bottom are the logos for the companies I currently own. Smarter Claims Consulting. We are a public adjusting firm. We represent policyholders against their insurance companies when the insurance company isn't paying the claim fairly or outright denying it when they shouldn't be. Rich to Room Home Services is a home restoration renovation company. We do water mitigation, mold, asbestos, that kind of stuff. We also do all the repairs to the damage that was caused from the storms or the water, etc. But we're here today to talk about Pivot Up Consulting in our Enriched Credit Builder program. So let's get to it. What is business credit? Business credit is actually pretty awesome, folks, and here's some of the reasons why. First of all, what is business credit? Business credit is the credit that is obtained in the business's name. It is business credit that builds its own credit profile and credit score against the EIN versus your social security number as if it was consumer credit. It's the type of credit in the business's name and based on the business's ability to pay, not the individual owner's ability to pay. The business qualifies for high limit credit from major sources like Walmart, Costco, Amazon, Apple, Dell, Ford, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, and more. Plus, you can become more lendable, and it provides easier access to lines of credit and different loan products that credit issuers have. So business credit is awesome because it has no effect on your personal credit. There's no adverse impact on your personal credit whatsoever, meaning you don't suffer any of the utilization problems that you typically are now when you're using your personal credit cards to cash flow your business. Your utilizations go up, your personal credit scores go down. With business credit, that's not a problem. Even with bad credit, business credit works. It's strictly based on the business's ability to pay, has no impact, no relevance, no bearing whatsoever on what your personal credit quality is. There are no personal guarantees. Well, let me caveat that. Business credit in general has no personal guarantees, but there are some loan and financial products that no matter what will require a personal guarantee. But generally speaking, there's no personal guarantees with business credit. It's also fast to build. Any business owner on this webinar will be able to get business credit as soon as we are done. Not to mention, it's also available to all. Anyone can see your business credit report. Unlike your personal credit report, where only a lender or a landlord that's pulling your credit can see it, you obviously can see it, but nobody else has permission to see it. With business credit, that's 100% different. Anyone can see it, even prospects for your business, competitors, potential buyers of your business, even potential investors in your business. Business credit is awesome because it gives you greater borrowing capacity. Once you have both consumer and commercial credit, per the SBA, limits are typically 10 to 100 times higher than consumer credit. Businesses is approved even when banks and alternate lending sources say no. Access to loans and credit lines means you can fund your business using your profits to grow, and it also creates a competitive advantage for you in those terms. Business credit quality determines whether or not your business even gets approved for a loan, how much your business will be approved for, and the terms that your business will get when they apply for or get granted the loan. However, your business can be denied. The business will have very bad business credit if you do nothing. Now, granted, you haven't done anything wrong, but you haven't done anything proactively with your business credit in order to show a good score. And because it is publicly available, a poor business credit profile does impact more than access to funding. Let's take a look at some credit reports. You see this snapshot from Experian. The IntelliScore is only a 28, which is a medium risk, and that's off the bat. You haven't done anything good, you haven't done anything bad, but you get that medium risk score, but you get a high risk financial stability score because of that, and that can be problematic in and of itself. So you see the snippet here, there's nothing there. You have no current days beyond term, which is your DBT, no accounts, no collections, no nothing. Nothing good, nothing bad, just nothing. So that is why you've got the 28 with the 6 risk score. But interestingly enough, as you see at the bottom, that they're still recommending a $1,000 credit limit for you. So as a business with nothing in a credit profile, they're still recommending a minimum of $1,000 credit limit. Compare that to your consumer credit bureau. If you have zero credit, an 18-year-old kid going off to college, you're probably going to get a $300 limit credit card. So the difference with business credit is much bigger. Now let's look and see what happens to the credit report with just one account reporting. And again, as soon as we're done with this, you'll be able to get any one of those credit lines that you wish. And you can go from a no score or a failing score to a great score and become more lendable. So here you go, with just one account reporting to your Experian business report, your IntelliScore is now a 96, and your financial stability risk score is only a 55, which is, again, a low risk to a medium risk. It's kind of on the higher side because 50 would be obviously the dead middle. But when you look at that one account, it's showing as packaging. It could be Uline or something of that nature. You have net 30 terms. You've spent less than $100. You have a zero balance. You're current and have nothing delinquent. So again, one positive paying account has affected your business report to the tune of a 96 IntelliScore on 0 to 100. 96 is really good, with a 55 low to medium risk score, which is that graph. And then you'll see that they're recommending, with just one open account, a $2,500 recommendation for a credit line. So how do you actually build this business credit? Well, the first step is you need to build business credibility. There are secrets. Lenders and credit issuers have secret unpublished sets of approval standards that you need to meet in order to get approved. If you meet these standards, you get approved automatically. If you do not meet these standards, you typically get denied. So first and foremost, you need to set up your business credit profile before you can get any kind of credit or financing for your business. Also, step 2 is you need to have your business credit reports. And to do that, you need to establish business profiles. So with Experian and Equifax, you know, first and foremost, because with Experian and Equifax, once you incorporate and they kind of pick up on your business as you're doing different things, they kind of populate their report on their report on their own for your business. So first and foremost is to get set up with the business reporting agencies by seeing even if you have a profile with them. And if you do, you want to ensure that the information is proper, that your name is listed as the proprietor, you know, CEO, president, whatever your title is, address is right. So you want to make sure that your business profile is set up right. And then the other thing you need to do is contact Dun & Bradstreet and get your profile set up and get your DUNS number. Also, your step 3 is to actually get credit. So just like consumer credit, you cannot get credit for your business unless you have an initial business credit profile established. So you need to go out and get your trade line credit and do all that kind of thing, but there's 3 ways to do it. Sure, you can pay Dun & Bradstreet. It's about $1,500 for them to go ahead and give you access to their credit builder. An interesting thing there is they don't take on any kind of rents or any kind of financial, you know, if you've got a business credit card or something now, Dun & Bradstreet won't take it. You can start with your personal guarantee-based credit cards. That's not a bad idea. However, you do need good credit, and there's some other criteria to being able to do that. And you know, the last way is to actually build business credit from scratch. And as we've already talked about, anybody can do that regardless of your credit profile. Step 4 is to get revolving or what's called store credit. So with 5 to 8 accounts reporting, you know, your standard net 30s, a business can get revolving accounts with limits that are 10 to 100 times higher than consumer credit with no personal guarantee. You'll be able to get these revolving accounts at places like Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club, Dell, Apple, Staples, Office Depot, Amazon, Best Buy, BP, Chevron, Sunoco, Fuelman, etc. These are all store accounts, and you're going to need to have, you know, 4 to 5 of those, maybe 6, because in all you're going to need about 10 between your tier 1 and tier 2 credit accounts in order to get to your tier 3 cash credit, where you're going to have 10 to 100 times higher credit card limits than you will with consumer credit, and you'll have that without a personal guarantee. And why is business funding important? Well, there's 30 million businesses in the US with 550,000 of them added monthly. 67% of them will fail within 2 years, 50% will fail within 5 years, 33% will fail within 10 years, and the biggest reason, 82% of them fail because of lack of capital or lack of access to capital. And some of that also falls into a lack of funding. Somebody might have some money to start up, but they find out that as they get going that they're underfunded, and then because they haven't done anything with their business credit and maybe have marginal personal credit, getting additional funding then becomes problematic for them. Now let's talk about some business funding right quick. So the question is, how do you get business financing? It's not quite as simple as just walking into your bank. However, a lot of people start up, though 75% of them say that they go to their friends and family and do what's called a startup round. You get your friends and family to invest in your business, and in turn, you give them some kind of stock or some kind of ownership in the company, and as security, and then pay them off as you are able. 98% of that financing actually comes from alternative lenders. Only 1.2% of business loans and financing come through conventional banks and SBA lending. Most small business owners will use their personal assets, and almost all will use their personal credit to grow their business. Bloomberg said in 2014, funding a small business, don't bother with banks, because they knew that it was pretty much a waste of time. So the question is, how many people have you ever met that secured an SBA loan? Obviously not very many, if only 1.2% of the businesses can get one, because you must have good credit, both personal and business, in order to get that kind of a term loan or SBA loan. In fact, the SBA is looking for a pre-qualification score of a 140 FICO SBSS in order to even pre-qualify for that kind of a loan. You also must have excellent current and projected financials, tax returns, bank statements, resumes, business plans, even background checks. You need a clear criminal background and collateral in order to get most SBA-backed loans. Now, how do you get business financing? Well, over $6.7 billion will be lent to businesses this year. Now, given the COVID thing, that's a little bit out of kilter, but traditionally, on average, $6.7 billion a year is lent out to small businesses. Most of that money doesn't even come from big banks, and the real problem isn't the lack of the business owner's credit or the lack of money available. It's that most business owners don't know where or how to actually get the money that they're looking for. So, we forgot one there. Let's get in here. So what are some of the ways to actually get funding? What banks look for and ways to improve your fundability? Even if your business is fundable, most loan applications get denied because of potential fraud concerns, not because your business didn't qualify. Lenders and credit issuers fight fraud by matching up your company and application against other data they get from sources like Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax Small Business Financial Exchange, LexisNexis, Check Systems. Those entities provide information, and if there is any information that isn't consistent, it gets flagged as fraud. So for instance, if you now work in a business office and your commercial address is one thing, but your articles of incorporation show a different address, that is a bank's flag, and that's one reason that it can get denied, because those addresses don't match up. Also, other ways to improve your fundability is there is a list of 125 fundability factors. The question is, how many of the 125 do you now meet? So every time you apply for something, the banks, lenders, credit issuers, they have this list of 125 things they're looking for. Now, you don't have to fill in all 125 things, but obviously the more boxes you check, the more likely you are to get the funding that you need. Also, how much money has not having good business credit or personal credit cost you already? What about the higher payments? How much higher have the rates been and the payments that you've been making on credit cards, loans, credit lines due to fundability issues? The biggest one is a merchant cash advance. Most businesses can't qualify for most forms of funding, so you go out and you get a revenue loan or merchant cash advance, and that's nothing but legal loan sharking. The interest rates are insane. It's like getting a payday cash advance for a consumer. It's just ridiculous, and that alone puts a lot of businesses in a particular cash flow situation. If you want to find out more or learn more about your particular business's fundability, by all means, you can call us toll free or shoot us an email. We'd be glad to follow up with you on that. So with that said, how does it get fixed? What's the solution? Well, the solution is our enriched business credit building program. Obviously you're watching this webinar on your laptop, phone, tablet, whichever, because you want to know the easiest and fastest way to get money and credit to grow your business. And you've probably already tried to get the money and credit you need and yet to find a simple solution. Well, we provide that solution to you. Our enriched program is perfect for you or any small business, whether you're in pre-launch, pre-revenue, startup, or you've been in business for years and just have trouble getting funding. Our program will work for you. So what is the program and why is it perfect for you? Well, you get business credit for your business, not under your social security number. You can get funding for your business to start and grow your business, but then you also meet the business credibility requirements, a lot of the things that's on that 125 fundability factors list that the issuers are looking for. Here's also what you get with our solution. We'll set up your 11 business compliance steps and set up all 3 business credit reporting agencies for you. We offer cash flow financing options with 0 consumer credit requirements. We offer asset-based financing with rates as low as 2%. We offer unsecured 0% financing through our ULOC program. We offer private money, alternative SBA, venture capital, private equity, and more as all part of our program. You can get started today as part of this webinar and enjoy a big discount, plus some bonuses. We're going to go through those here in a minute. It's easy to get started. You just follow up with the representative who provided you with the link to this special webinar. Once you've talked to them, you've enrolled in the program, you'll get login information that you can go fill out the information that we need to be able to get started building your business credit profiles and getting you on track to get the business funding that you are looking for. Additionally, it's risk-free. You literally shift the risk from us to you, or from you to us. Sorry about that. We take on all the risk. We're the ones that are putting our money where our mouth is. We're going to do all this work for you. Build your websites, create logos, make sure your business formation's right, get an EIN if we need to. We're going to do all that for you. So you're shifting the risk to us. Plus, we're 100% positive that you'll appreciate all the hard work that we do on your behalf. Some of the bonuses that you'll get, or the bonuses that you'll get as part of the webinar today, is any and every business at some time needs a lawyer. It'd be nice to have a lawyer on staff, but who the heck can afford to put a lawyer on staff? And then if you go to retain one, it's going to be, $5,000 to $10,000 in retainer fees, $450 to $500 an hour for an attorney, at least here in Atlanta. So why not have the ability to have an attorney on staff? We provide these bonuses because we want to keep your business pointed the right way. We help you get your personal credit straight. We help you get your business formation right. We get your business credit built. We help you get the business funding. Let's help you keep on the right path. And that's what these bonuses do. I liken it into the guy who, has worked their life and made, maybe $100,000 a year for several years. They've kind of got everything set up and they've kind of fallen into their niche. They're comfortable, but then they go and win the lottery. Get $100 million in the lottery, and 5 years later, they're bankrupt. It's because they didn't know what to do with it. They didn't know how to spend it. They didn't know how to invest it. So that's kind of what these bonuses do. So legal help, we're gonna pay for a 1-year subscription to Legal Shield Business for you. Maybe you have collection issues. Maybe you need an agreement that needs to be written or rewritten. Or God forbid somebody's suing you, or you need to sue somebody as a result of some business arrangements. So you'll have an attorney essentially on staff and at your disposal. Business succession and estate planning. We're going to give you a year subscription to that. People look at me a little cockeyed sometimes when I say that. They don't understand. But here's the deal. You leave for the shop one morning, you get to an intersection and somebody T-bones you. So you're in a bad accident. You're either incapacitated or worst case, you lose your life. Well, does your spouse, do they want to take over your business? Do they have an interest in your business in the manner that they want to run it for you if you're incapacitated or lose your life? Maybe not. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But business succession and estate planning will address that. Maybe you even have a key person in the company who would want or be willing to do that if you found yourself in that type of situation. Anything's better than having your business tied up in probate, leaving your employees and your customers in the lurch because the government's involved in your business trying to figure things out. So we're going to cover the first year subscription to that. We also are going to cover the first year subscription to provide you with some online coaching through Fran Tarkenton's Go Small Biz program. Most business owners were the smart sales guy or the best technician, and they thought they could do it better than the boss man, so they go out and start a business. Yep, they can generate the revenue, they can get the thing fixed, they're better than anybody else. They got a great business going. But then, business happens. They didn't plan on this, they didn't plan on that. They don't know what the difference between markup and margin is. They don't even know if their price point is right. They don't understand what day of the month is even their break-even point. Those are all important questions that your business needs to know, and you as the business owner need to have a grasp on that. And if you've ever watched Shark Tank, what do they tell you? You need to know your numbers. And your numbers are a whole lot more than, hey, I sold this many widgets and I made this much money. I've dealt a lot with roofers in the insurance world, and a lot of them look at a roof as, okay, I got X amount of dollars a square. My material cost is this. My labor cost is that. My commissions is that. I make the rest. They haven't really figured out that the fact that they got to pay insurance, they got to pay taxes, they have overhead, they have admin, they have other costs. And so when it comes down to it, these guys are out chasing small roofs that, yeah, okay, so they get to pocket $500 a roof, but at the end of the day, the small roof doesn't give them the margin that they need to sustain their business. So those kinds of things are all addressed through the online coaching with Fran Tarkenton's Go Small Biz, and we're going to provide a year of access to that for you. Last but not least is the budgeting and debt elimination tool. Again, if you've got personal finances and business finances, it'd be nice to see them visually and be able to maintain and keep track of all that and stay on a plan. And when it comes to personal finances, if you're like any other small business owner, your personal finances have kind of taken a beating. You've ended up with some debt because of the business. Our debt elimination tool will help you strategize how to pay your bills to have the most bang for your buck, if you will. Paying down the highest interest stuff first, paying down the highest payments first, and then when you pay that off, guess what? You got more money available to pay down the next thing. It's a pretty cool, pretty strategic thing. We're going to give that to you as well. So all in, we've given you all those tools, over $2,000 in value. If you act today, you get back with the person that sent you this webinar, you can get our full credit builder package for $24.95, plus 12% success fee on all cash credit and funding. So if you go to some of the competitors, they're going to charge you $3,000, $3,500. Some even charge you a 20% success fee no matter what. So if you get $150,000 in funding, and a 20% success fee costs you $30,000. This is a pretty good deal, folks. We're doing it all for you, 98%. I can't open a business bank account for you. I can't sign your name to the applications, to the trade lines or the loan applications, but we can set everything else up for you. $2,495 one time, and then the rest of it is paid 12% success fee on any, credit card, line of credit, or loan that we help you get for your business. Get back with the person that sent you here today with any questions on that and to enroll in the program. But you say, Scott, I just don't have $24.95 in my checking account. I don't have that much room on a credit card right now. No problem. We have consumer financing set up. You'll be able to work with the consumer financing company over the course of 2 years, make approximately $100, $110 payment, and be able to pay that, $110 up front, and then make a monthly payment. We get our money from the consumer financing and could get to work on your behalf, building out your business credit. Now, 4, 5, 6 months from now, when we've gotten you established and you've got those EIN only Visa, Discover, Master, American Express cards, I would use one of them to pay off the balance, get that debt off of you personally, put it back on the business where it belongs, not to mention it becomes a business write-off for professional services. We are a consulting company. You paid us to consult your business on how to build and form your business. So therefore, it becomes an even lower cost investment to you at that point. We do have a guarantee. We will guarantee that we will get your business a minimum of $150,000 in total business funding. So whether it's a $1,000 account at Uline, whether it's a $10,000 account at Costco, whether it's a $70,000 line of credit to get a Ford F-250 for your landscaping business. And then you get another, $60, $100, $200,000 in credit cards and SBA loans or whatever we need to do to help you get to your goal, then we guarantee $150,000 in funding. Some people are scratching their heads and say, well, maybe I only need $50,000. Well, maybe that's so. We're going to have a conversation about that. Because remember what I said about 82% of businesses fail because of lack of funding or lack of access to capital? A lot of businesses start up and then they find out, oops, I don't have enough money. Many, many times, more times than I can imagine, that business owners have come to me telling me that they need so much money in funding, and come to find out when we get done asking questions, they needed about 2 to 3 times what they thought they needed, because without some of that experience, they hadn't thought of all of the possibilities and all of the things where they're going to need to spend money, and they're going to need to have some reserves. So if you tell me you need less than $150,000, okay, well, we're going to have a conversation, because I bet at the end of the day, $150,000 is probably a pretty fair number for most small businesses, and some obviously are going to need quite a bit more. It's just the way things are. So let's take a look back, recap what our program does for you. Our Enriched Business Credit Builder program, financial solutions, what it's going to do when you enroll in the Enriched Business Credit Builder program and pay your package fee, you will receive a done-for-you program. Again, 98% done for you. You'll have a concierge advisor for your business credit and building and funding needs. You're going to get your DUNS number in your D&B profile established for nothing. If you did it on your own, Dun & Bradstreet's can charge you $1,500. You're going to get an access to NAV, their discounted business boost, that's going to be able to monitor all 3 credit bureaus and create a trade line for you. And the interesting thing is, if you tried to do the 3 bureaus, Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax on your own, it's going to be about $450 a month to monitor your credit if you went to each one of them individually. We have the largest supply of starter vendors. Vendors like Uline, Granger, Quill, Wex, vendors like that. Access to our ULOC program for 0% interest funding. Now, granted, you have to have good credit for that, but we're going to work on your personal credit and make sure that you're there, so that anything that requires a personal guarantee, you've got that requirement met. Also, you're going to get an assigned finance officer to work with you through all of the trade line building process. You're going to get a free 411 listing, which is a $360 a year value. If you don't have a landline from AT&T or Verizon or any of the landline companies, and you're using some kind of voice over IP or something, you have to pay for a 411 listing. We'll be able to get that for you at no cost. You'll have access to our hard-to-find cash credit sources. We'll be able to dispute and fix any inaccuracies on any of the 3 credit reporting agencies, both your consumer personal credit and your business credit reporting agencies. We can help you with fleet credit with no personal guarantee. If you need a fleet of vehicles for your business, here in Atlanta, you got Cook's Pest Control. I see their little buggies running all over the place. So if you need fleet credit, we can help you get that without any personal guarantee. Or if you just need a couple vehicles for the business, maybe you and the wife want a vehicle and you want to put it in the business name, we can help you with that. And then to top it off, the last 4 or 5 things here, we do have access to cash flow and collateral financing as low as 2%. And then you got the 4 bonuses. You got the 1-year subscription to Legal Shield Business, a 1-year subscription to the Business Succession and Estate Planning, 1-year subscription to Fran Tarkenton's Go Small Biz Business Coaching Program, and then access to all of the financial wellness, online budgeting, and debt elimination tools that we offer. Here's my buddy, Kevin Harrington. I call him my buddy. He did take a picture with me once, but he doesn't know me from Adam. But this is a great quote. I believe very strongly in the value of connecting with other people who share similar business problems and challenges, and with people who have already walked some of the paths you are now walking. So you are now establishing your business. You are now looking for business credit. You are now looking for business funding. I've kind of been there, done that. I got 3 businesses. One of them is currently in the traditional business credit building process. One of them or two of them are built. And then I do have a fourth business that's kind of a shell corporation, if you will, or a holdings corporation, for lack of a better term, that I'm doing with a shelf corporation and some other strategies for business credit building there. So I've been there, done that. You're getting on that path. Let's use our company, our consulting firm, to help you on the path that you are now walking. So what you want to do is follow up with the representative who shared this special webinar link with you and ask them how you can get started to be able to get $250,000 in credit using only your EIN without using your social security number whatsoever. And as far as this webinar, folks, we're not going to go into any questions and answers. You can deal with the person who sent you directly. So for the time being, I do bid you adieu. Have a great day.